Seersucker soup on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day. Kids got their quizzes and I've got a date. I can't meet the deadline, I'm already late. The cat needs feeding and the car needs oil. What a day, what a day, what a day. Looking for sunshine without any rain. Getting a good time.
Lisa Cortes is with me. She's a life coach and a medium. And we're going to be talking about relationships. Now, I'm not sure that she can tell you where you're going to find your perfect match, but she's going to give us some ideas about what to perhaps look for and what to look for in yourself.
Absolutely.
To find that perfect match.
That is absolutely true for the new year. You know, Valentine's Day was yesterday, and a lot of people, they didn't have a Valentine. I tell them, don't fret. You know, not at all.
No.
Looking for someone is not very hard. It's finding the right person that's hard. Sometimes that person could be right in front of your face and people don't even realize it. And sometimes we end up with the wrong person and wonder why. And
haven't we all done that?
Yes. You know, as always I tell you, with my readings, I can help you try to at least guide you to the person that would be best for you. Although we have free will, but the readings do help.
You really need to understand yourself first.
Absolutely.
And what you expect in someone.
Absolutely, what you expect from
to
the other person.
compliment you, or however it works. I mean, some women are looking for this, or I'm say women because we're women, but they look for this ideal out of a magazine or out of a movie that they saw, and those aren't really real.
And
none of them are real.
Absolutely.
They'll even the actors will tell you this is not real.
That's why they're actors.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. A lot of times, what you don't expect would be right for you is right for you. It's just where you look, you know. If you could get past that, like you said, look at the qualities of a person and know yourself. You have to love yourself first before you could even love anybody else.
Right.
And like you said, what I want from this relationship. A lot of times, one person's giving 80%, the other person's giving 20%.
Right.
The majority of the time, when you choose someone, you see the characteristics of the person. You see it, but we don't pick it up. As women, we always feel, oh, you know, it'll change, or we can change that person, or we ignore them. It doesn't work like that.
Truth?
No, it doesn't work like that.
Once we're together, he's
they'll
going to change.
It doesn't work that way.
He won't want to be with his friends.
Because you see it from you see it from the beginning. Now, a person can change, that gentleman or that female can change if they choose to, but their character is going to be the same. What you see is what you get. And a lot of times, you know, it's disappointment for the person because they're hoping, I put all this effort in, I thought they would change by now. No.
On the other hand, sometimes we put on a front that isn't real.
That's true.
And we are presenting ourselves as being a certain person when in fact we aren't going to change to that person.
That's true, and that's where it comes to, like you said, knowing yourself. Knowing what you want, knowing the pros and cons, you know. And I think it's easier to choose that right person. And a lot of people, like you say, Ann, they look, oh, I want someone that's 6 feet, I want someone that looks like this. And the person that's 5 feet or 5'7" is right there and has all the qualities for you. You just have to look past it.
Well, you've set up this image in your mind. He's got to be so tall, he's got to be professional, he's got to do this, he's got to do that. And he's got to own a nice car, and it's like, those are immaterial, most of those things.
And if you have someone good, you will get those
Goodness.
things. You can work with that person.
There's no price on goodness.
Absolutely. You can work with that, and you can achieve that together. But a lot of times, people set themselves up for disappointment when they look at the person and think that they can change them. And there are some people that are in relationships or maybe married and say, well, I know that married as a married couple, you're supposed to stay together, which is true. But if you choose the wrong person, it's not going to happen. It's just
And
not.
why should you both be miserable?
Absolutely. And a lot of people think I stay with the person for the sake of the children, or they start making excuses. And
Yeah,
it
it's a
usually
tough
doesn't
thing,
work.
and it's tough to make that decision.
Absolutely.
That I made a mistake.
Absolutely.
Because
yes.
we do make mistakes.
But that's part
But
of being
if you
human.
recognize it, sometimes it's time just to move on.
Yes.
And find someone else, perhaps. Or, there's nothing wrong with being alone.
No, nothing at all.
It's
You
the
know,
BTN, better than nothing. I got
That's
to ask
right.
somebody.
That's right. Sometimes it's better to be alone and focus on yourself and see what you want. When I do readings for people, my spiritual readings, that's what I do. I focus on the person. I've had people come in and said, I want you to help me get this guy, and I want you to, and I look
What
at them.
magic
and,
potions
yeah,
do
what
you
can
have?
You do? And I always tell them, if you had this person, would you be satisfied with them? Would you really? Yeah, maybe you'll get the person, but they may not turn out to be the person that you thought they were. So, I try to tell them, look deeper, look into the heart, look at the qualities, look at what you're compatible with. A lot of things are compatibility. And opposites, sometimes you can balance each other. You can. There
That's
are
true.
opposites that can balance each other.
I know there are people that say, I could not, unless they believe the same church, if they don't go to the same church that I go to, then, and yet that other person may be very spiritual.
Yes, in their way.
In their own way.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to believe the same things. You don't, and how often is it that you're with someone? I mean, you and I can chat.
Right.
We could go over 12 topics and we might not agree on 3 of them.
That's right.
But it doesn't mean that we aren't compatible to
No.
be friends.
It's okay to disagree.
Exactly.
It's fine to
And it
disagree.
enriches you to have another viewpoint, I think.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. So I look at a lot of women and I tell them, don't be afraid to be by yourself. Fix yourself first before you can go into a relationship. And as humans, we go through different eras. I say different stages in a life. You're with a
that the
person, you break up with a person, you go through a stage where I don't ever want to date again. I don't want to be with that person. Then we go to the next stage where, let me test the waters. Then you go to the next stage, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So it's just different phases you go through. But I always say, try to look at the qualities and try to look and see if you're compatible with that person. Don't think you can change them. It's not going to work. They have to change themselves.
Exactly.
And that's why you met them. You love them for who they were.
Exactly.
Not to
and
change
you fall in
them.
love with me,
Yeah.
you know that they're
Absolutely.
not going to change. The other thing is that there's a certain amount of acceptance in a person. Sometimes you have to compromise. I don't mean compromise. He beats little dogs or something. I don't mean that.
No. Well, if you see signs like that, it's time to get out, because then
Yeah.
you know he's going to do it to you.
Yeah.
And if love is not supposed to hurt like that.
No.
So whenever it starts to hurt like that, it's time to leave. It's time to get out. That I totally am against any kind of abusive. And mental abuse is another thing.
Verbal
It's the
abuse?
same
Yeah,
thing.
exact
Absolutely.
Same thing, yeah.
You know?
I think you should talk to a lot of teenage girls.
Oh, I would love to. Trust me, I've been through it.
Haven't we all?
Yes, I've been through it.
But teenage girls, I think, are the, I don't want to say at their worst stage in relationships, because they will accept a lot.
Self-esteem issues. They
Yeah.
don't feel good about themselves. So if your self-esteem is down, you're going to think you're not worth it. You don't feel that you should have someone
Yeah,
that's
I'm not worth having a better person.
And they sabotage. There's people that actually sabotage the relationship. They sabotage it. It's too good to be true.
Yeah.
I'm so used to, having junk.
Yeah.
And these are people that really should come for readings, that really do need the life coaching, and it'll help get them back on track.
You do the medium because you do have a sense. There's one thing I know about you. You really seem to have a way to kind of read people
Right.
and to get them to talk about themselves, and kind of you're a guide.
Yes, God gave me that gift, as I told you. Since 3 years old, I was able to see things other people couldn't see. Back then, like I said, people would say, oh, that woman is weird. And, in the 50s, it was different. I'm telling you my age, But I've learned to embrace that. And through that gift, I can help guide that person. Try to help you make the right decisions. Ultimately, it's up to you, but just try to help them make the right decisions in life, even in relationships. So.
Now you're going to see Lisa on camera because you're working on a show.
Yes, I'm working on a show, Messages from the Light Beyond.
Yeah.
It's going to be a spiritual documentary reality show.
Okay, good.
And it's actually bringing the two worlds together, the factual information from the physical world and the facts not discovered that I will bring from the spiritual world. And I think it's going to be really something good. I'm hoping to get it going this year, 2011.
Great, great. Lisa Cortes, we've been talking to her. Please watch for her show. As soon as it comes out, I will let you all know so that we can all watch it and give her a good boost, because she's certainly got something in her that really knows how to touch people.
Aw.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
being
Ian,
on
for
today,
having me,
Lisa. It's always
always.
a delight to have you on.
小さくす on a hot summer day.